What's up, everybody? My name is Shannon, and I am still waiting for my Satyr, and today we are talking about A Study in Charlotte by Brittany Cavallaro. So this book was recommended to me by one of you guys, Sydney. Thank you so much for recommending this to me because it was a really, really fun read. But for those of you guys who don't know, A Study in Charlotte is kind of like a modern-day retelling of Sherlock Holmes in that we are following the descendants of both Sherlock Holmes and James Watson. And it's not a straightforward retelling, like we're not exactly going through each of the mysteries in just a more modern way, but our killer in this book, whoever is behind all of these crimes that have been happening, has been staging everything to look like some of the most famous mysteries from the Sherlock Holmes stories. And luckily for our two protagonists, they are very versed in those stories. So Jamie Watson has just transferred over to a very prestigious private school in America, and that's where he meets Charlotte Holmes. And he's known about Charlotte his entire life. Like, their families are still kind of close, not exactly close, but he has always known of her. He's always known of the Holmes family, and ever since he was little, he has imagined them becoming friends and going off on adventures together and solving mysteries. And when he meets her in real life, she's not exactly the girl of his fantasies, but nonetheless, they are sort of thrust together once one of their classmates is murdered. They're being framed for it. All of this craziness starts happening. And like I said, this was a really, really fun book to read. I really liked the beginning of it because it just like sucks you in immediately. And these characters are really cool. Like, I did want to learn more and more about them. But as the story went on, that kind of started to wear off as things started to get a little bit more convoluted. And I will say that I wasn't super impressed with the ending of this book, and I don't really know what's going to happen going on from here, but I am still excited to see where it's going to go. Like, I'm totally up for reading more of these books. I actually have the next one on hold at the library, so I'm looking forward to that. But the best way for me to describe this book would be if the Sherlock TV series was actually Riverdale. Like, that's exactly how I felt when reading this book, and that's totally fine. Like, that is definitely a choice, that's definitely a taste, and I liked it for what it was. I just wish we could have gotten a little bit more. Like, Charlotte is very much exactly Sherlock Holmes, like down to a T. All of the personality traits, she even plays the violin, like the drugs, everything. And even Jamie Watson is very Watson-esque. I believe like the only real difference was that he was a little bit more sporty. So otherwise these characters were very carbon copies. And just because of that, it took away some of the intrigue with wanting to learn more about these characters as the story went on, because they became very predictable. But I do know that in the next book, they're kind of going in a different environment. So I'd like to see how they are kind of out of their element, and we'll see where it goes from there. But this book is definitely a solid C+. I would definitely recommend it. It's really, really fun. I just wish we could have gotten a little bit more. Like, I listened to this on audiobook, and at the very beginning, it announced a female narrator with the male narrator. So I was waiting for this entire book. I'm like, where is Charlotte's perspective? I want it. I need it. You told me that we're gonna get it. You don't get it until the very end. But that was like one of my favorite parts of the book, and I really wish we could have gotten more of it. I do know that with Sherlock retellings, Sherlock's character is supposed to be super mysterious. You're supposed to get it all from Watson's, but there's something more going on with Charlotte, and it's interesting and it's cool, and I want to know more. Like, this seems like there's more to her than just being a Sherlock carbon copy. So I'm looking forward to all of that going into the next book, and we'll just have to see how it goes. So definitely recommend this book. Solid C+ from me. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to hit that like button down below, and don't forget to subscribe so you can talk books with me every week. That is everything got for today, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!